for me personally, growing up in New Zealand, but then also growing up in a church that's kind of traditionally American. We don't get to practice our culture as much, so it's almost like we miss out on that, just mingling with the rest of our usos and our dokos and our brothers. So yeah, I wanted to personally get into just drinking and connecting with the boys. That was pretty much it. But then learning about the culture as well and how different respective islands and cultures have their Kava. So that's it generally for me.
Seeing the boys, like all of us gathered together, like I just went along for the first time and just to see the boys just like open up and just hear about each other's struggles. Like that was new to me. Like I've never been in that sort of space. Like to just be vulnerable, That's new to all of us, and just being comfortable to open up with the peers of us together was. I felt something different inside myself, and at the end of every night we had Kava. I just really enjoyed it. I'll go home feeling I have a different feeling to myself every time.
For me, it's like a connection back to the people that I grew up with. Because I moved down to Hawkes Bay and didn't really have much mates or any Pacific Islander mates, that I'm used to for back home. And that's one way to connect back to them through us here. Also, as Mort was alluding to, it's like an alternative to drinking alcohol, and it's like acceptable. And my family, like my wife, is like the same as him. Like, oh, yep, you can go and do that, and it's no problem. But if you were to go out with the boys on real visa, that it's like it's really good. It's a positive way to connect with you guys and just chat, talk.
My wife was happy as when I'm like, oh yeah, we got Kava, and she's like, yeah, all good. And so I think comparing that to the days when we used to get drunk, used to go missing, or you have to, you just get into silly stuff and just irresponsible. You don't really think about the consequences. But here, you can have a whole night, drinking Kava with the boys and still drive home safely. But yeah, it's actually helped me get off alcohol, like as a whole. Like I have a drink here and there, but I don't really have that urge to want to get drunk, because this does it for me. It's a nice feeling, relaxing, and you're still kind of sober with collective thoughts. The key for me is that it's safe, and in our Kava group, I love it how Marataina and yourself always say everything's safe here. It doesn't go beyond our group, and that's what really makes it extra special.
I enjoy it because we don't only cover culture, we cover relationships and spirituality as well. So I like it how we pray in the beginning and then at the end of our sessions. And for me, that's special.
I really just safe space, whenever we have our little convos and stuff, because I'm not much of a person to open up, and it just helps. For me, as all the times go by, as we've been coming, it's helped me build my confidence up, and just being able to speak amongst the boys and just get whatever's on my chest off, and those things that I wouldn't even talk about.
I agree with all the boys. Like, it's positive. Also, it's given me confidence, and I leave our circle feeling uplifted. My permission slip gets signed easy.
Straight away.
Visa.
My biggest struggle was like I would always try and put on a face or put on a mask, like to try and please people. Like I'll help them because I genuinely want to help them, but at the same time, my wife's like, she'll check me out. She'll be like, "You're a people pleaser," and I'm like, "Not even, you know." But then I think about it, then I'm like, "Wow, actually." Like she always says, like you put other people first, but then you put our family last because you're doing that stuff. So it's really made me kind of evaluate myself and where I put my time and energy. So then when we come back to the circle and we share, I get to ask those questions and get, feedback from the brothers, and it's honest and it's true. I also love in our cover space where some of the boys might be like, nah, I don't feel like sharing, and then, that's all good too. So there's no one forcing anyone to share if they're not comfortable, if they're not, ready for it. So yeah, those are that advice that I get from the brothers. I know it's coming from a place of love. So sometimes when I, want to complain about, what my wife said to me, I get to come and just share it with the boys, but not so much put her down. It's more like getting another opinion and a real opinion from the brothers. So then I can go back to my family and be like, "No, actually, you were right."
Last time I shed a tear was when I couldn't come for one of the brothers' funeral. It was hard. It was hard for everyone, but it was, I kept it in with me. I went to work that day after hearing the news, and I think, when I got picked up from my wife after work, I just cried like a baby on the road. Sat down. I had to sit down because, it definitely hit home, especially growing up with him, going to school with him and church. And it was just that's the last time I cried.
I mean, fuck that shit, eh? Like, that masculinity shit is fucking stupid, bro. Like, like one of my mates committed suicide just recently, and I cried there. So just to go on to that, I think it's shit. I think for some people that's a maturity level. You know what I mean? If you can do that and open up like that, it's a maturity level that you have that a lot of people don't have. And there are some people that are like older that grew up like hard and all that sort of stuff. They probably need to just have a cry from time to time, because it shows within your relationships with like your kids and people that you deal with, like your wife. Like, it shows if you don't show that emotion. It's like time must.
Always listen to all those things that your parents told you, like growing up. For me at the time, my younger self, listening to those things, I was always too caught up in the fear gangster of trying to impress the boys, and coming home late hours of the night, roaming around the streets. I always thought that was cool, but for me it's just to teach the younger self that there's more to life than trying to be cool out there with with the boys. That you eventually grow up to a certain age where you look back at yourself and you just wish you regret going through their life. Now that I'm at this stage of my life, I'm like, I could have done better, And now I try and teach that to my daughter. Like, now that I got a daughter, I try and just give her everything that I never had.
Just someone that's matured, somebody that's grown up from where I was. Just, I'm sure, just with like what everyone else is like. Everyone's different at 20. Like, like, I'm 38 this year, so I don't want people to think that I'm the same person that they hear in the Young Sid songs. I always explain this too when I'm performing all the old songs that everybody likes, or the bangers that people like. They're like, "Yeah, bro, sing that song." But I say it, I'm like, hey, I don't condone everything I say in these songs, because when I wrote this, I was a 20-year-old, 19, 18-year-old, and that was my life then. I didn't have any like solid role models in my life. This is what I knew. just the street life, my brothers, my old man, all of that's all I knew. Like, I took everything that I grew up with, put into music, hang around with all the street guys, everything that you guys heard. Like most of it's true, like but it's not like I was getting in trouble all the time. I was like just a voice for the people that were. So I grew up around there. I was just observing everything in my community and everything that I knew. I want people to see me as a mature adult, has a wealth of experience and knowledge that I can pass on to the next people coming up. If I can reach out to people that are going through the same thing as me when I was a young boy, and if they listen to me right now, hopefully they can take away something instead of going to jail and making all those mistakes, going to jail or whatever it is. Like just stop and think.
In a world full of life struggles, sometimes a man's biggest cry for help is silence. It has been a narrative that we battle daily to conquer, a stigma we refuse to accept. To the men winning their battles that no one knows nothing of, we are proud of you. We admire you. We love you.
Theo Phúc